Level 1. An EF0 is the weakest tornado on the EF scale, but it can still cause real damage and surprise you. What changes here is the small stuff starts getting ripped loose. Tree branches snap. Some trees get pushed over if their roots are weak. Shingles can peel off roofs. Gutters bend. Fence panels fall. You might see a small shed door torn off, or a car hit by flying debris. And the damage can look weirdly selective. One street gets tagged, the next street looks fine, because EF0 tornadoes can be narrow and short-lived. A good case study is the Poolesville, Maryland tornado on April 22, 2023. The National Weather Service confirmed it as an EF0. It was only on the ground for about a minute, with estimated peak winds around 75 miles per hour, a path length of about 0.4 miles, and a maximum path width around 50 yards. Most people don't realize an EF0 can be hard to spot. Sometimes there's no clear funnel. Sometimes you only see swirling rain and dust near the ground, and you understand what happened afterward by the snapped branches and scattered debris. The common mistake at level 1 is treating it like a quick show, going outside to film it, or standing near windows, because it doesn't look that bad. But level 2 is where that thinking starts getting dangerous, because the tornado begins tearing into parts of buildings you normally trust. Level 2. An EF1 tornado is still labeled weak on the EF scale, but it's strong enough to start ripping into buildings instead of just knocking over small stuff. At this level, you see roof damage that looks serious, not cosmetic. Sections of roofing can collapse. Big signs can bend or snap. Trees don't just lose branches. Some get uprooted. Power poles can break. And debris becomes a real problem, because pieces of wood, metal, and glass can start flying at face level. A clear case study is the Montebello, California tornado on March 22, 2023. The National Weather Service rated it EF1, with an estimated peak wind of 110 miles per hour. It was on the ground for only 2 to 3 minutes, but it still left a 0.42-mile path that was about 50 yards wide. 17 structures were damaged, 11 of them significantly, and there was one injury. The tornado hit an industrial warehouse area, where parts of a roof collapsed, skylights broke, an HVAC unit was ejected off a building, and a power pole snapped, with the transformer ripped off. Cars were also damaged, with windows destroyed. Most people don't realize how fast EF1 damage can stack up when the tornado hits the right targets. A warehouse roof is a huge surface for wind to grab. Once part of it fails, the inside pressure changes, and the damage can spread quickly, even if the tornado is small and short-lived. The common mistake at level 2 is waiting to react because it doesn't look big, or moving to a room with windows to watch it. At EF1 strength, flying glass and debris can injure you before you even understand what's happening. And if EF1 is where roofs start failing, level 3 is where entire parts of homes can start coming apart. Level 3, in EF2, is a strong tornado where damage stops being messy and starts being truly dangerous for homes, trees, and anyone caught in the open. At this level, you'll see roofs lose large sections, not just a few shingles. Big trees snap or get ripped out of the ground. Mobile homes and weak buildings can be destroyed. Garages can collapse. Windows can explode from flying debris. And once debris starts flying fast, even a short tornado can feel like it's throwing knives made of wood and metal. Here's what EF2 often looks like in real life. You hear the roar, then the power cuts, and suddenly the air is full of branches, pieces of fence, and chunks of roofing. The scariest part is how fast it changes. 1 minute it's just a storm, and the next minute the outside turns into a moving wall of debris. A solid case study is the EF2 tornado in Benton and Humphreys Counties, Tennessee on March 2, 2020. The National Weather Service Damage Survey rated it EF2 with an estimated peak wind around 125 miles per hour, estimated from the damage. It tracked about 19 miles and reached a maximum damage path width of about 250 yards. The report also lists the storm's forward speed, storm motion, at about 43.9 miles per hour, so it wasn't just strong, it was moving fast across the ground. The same survey reported 1 fatality and 2 injuries, with homes and mobile homes damaged along the path. Most people don't realize an EF rating is based on the worst damage found, not the average damage along the whole path. So you might drive through light damage, then hit one area where the tornado's core did the real work, and that's what sets the rating. The common mistake at level 3 is thinking you can outdrive it once you realize it's serious. With fast storm motion and flying debris, the road can become the most dangerous place. And once you reach level 4, the tornado isn't just breaking parts of buildings, it can start tearing whole neighborhoods apart. Level 4. An EF3 is a severe tornado that can tear through solid neighborhoods and start breaking parts of buildings that usually hold up in storms. You stop seeing just roof damage and start seeing roofs and some outer walls pulled apart. Big trees snap in half or get ripped out by the roots. Power lines and tall transmission towers can go down, which means lights and cell service can die fast. Cars can get flipped or shoved, especially when they're hit by heavy debris. And once pieces of wood and metal start flying, the danger isn't only the wind, it's the fast-moving junk inside it. A strong case study is the Nashville area tornado in Tennessee on March 3, 2020. The National Weather Service rated it EF3, with estimated peak winds around 165 miles per hour based on damage. It tracked about 60.13 miles across Davidson, Wilson, and Smith counties, and reached a maximum damage path width of about 1,600 yards. The storm was also moving fast, about 57.3 miles per hour, so it covered ground quickly, leaving people less time to react. It caused 5 deaths and 220 injuries, and the survey describes major impacts as it moved through the Nashville metro area, including heavy damage to buildings and infrastructure in multiple neighborhoods. National Weather Service. Most people don't realize how much forward speed changes everything. A tornado can already be close by the time you understand what's happening, especially at night. If you wait to hear the roar, you may have only seconds left. The common mistake at level 4 is trying to pick the best room while the storm is already on top of you, or standing up to look outside. At EF3 strength, the safer move is quick. Get low, get inside, and protect your head, because even after the wind passes, the floor can be covered in glass and nails. And if EF3 is where buildings start coming apart, level 5 is where some buildings start getting wiped out. Level 5. An EF4 is a violent tornado that can destroy strong homes and turn whole blocks into piles of debris. At this point, the damage stops looking like storm damage and starts looking like something heavy rolled through and crushed everything in its path. Roofs can disappear, many walls collapse, some well-built homes can be flattened, especially if the roof comes off first and the inside pressure changes. Cars can get tossed and smashed, trees can be stripped and snapped, and the debris becomes the real danger, because it's not just leaves anymore, it's boards, bricks, metal sheets, and glass flying fast. A well-documented case is the long track tornado from the December 10th to 11th, 2021 outbreak, often linked with the Mayfield, Kentucky area and nearby towns. The National Weather Service office in Paducah rated it EF4, with estimated peak winds around 190 miles per hour based on damage. The survey lists a path length of about 165.7 miles and a maximum width around 1.13 miles, which is huge for a tornado track. The same summary reports 57 deaths and hundreds of injuries, 508 to 533 across the event. National Weather Service. Most people don't realize this. An EF rating is not a wind reading. It's an estimate built from what the tornado hit and how that stuff failed. If the tornado crosses open fields, you might not see the strongest damage even if the tornado is violent. And if buildings aren't well anchored, they can be destroyed at lower winds, which makes careful surveys important. The common mistake at level 5 is choosing a shelter that feels sturdy but isn't, like a big room with a wide roof span, or a garage, or staying on an upper floor because it's far from windows. At EF4 strength, the safest place is low, inside, and protected, because debris is what injures people most. And level 6 is where the damage can get so extreme that even well-built homes can be swept away in the hardest hit spots. Level 6 in EF5 is the highest official rating on the EF scale. It means catastrophic damage, where parts of well-built neighborhoods can be swept almost clean. At this level, it's not roof damage, it's full failure. Some houses can be destroyed down to the foundation. Heavy things can move, cars, steel beams, large chunks of roofing. Trees can be snapped, stripped, and sometimes even peeled. And the debris field gets so violent that it can punch through walls and turn a normal room into a dangerous place fast. This is also where shelters matter the most. Being inside a house isn't the same as being in a small, interior, reinforced space. A major case study is the May 20th, 2013 Newcastle Moore tornado in Oklahoma, rated EF5 by the National Weather Service. The storm became violent within minutes and tracked through Moore and parts of South Oklahoma City for around 40 minutes. The NWS summary lists a path length of about 14 miles and a preliminary maximum width of about 1.1 miles, with 24 lives lost and scores injured. National Weather Service early reports also described a path closer to 17 miles and up to 1.3 miles wide, with winds estimated around 200 to 210 miles per hour in the area with EF5 damage. Again, estimated from damage, not directly measured inside the tornado. The Weather Channel, most people don't realize this. An EF5 rating is hard to assign unless the tornado hits the right damage indicators. If the tornado crosses open land, you might not see the kind of structural clues needed to prove EF5 level winds. That's one reason EF5s are rare. The common mistake at level 6 is thinking any covered spot is good enough, like stopping under a highway overpass or staying in a large open room. In an EF5, wind and debris can wrap around and through spaces that feel protected. And now we reach level 7, the same EF5 level destruction, but with extra conditions that make it even harder to survive. Level 7. Level 7 is EF5 level destruction, plus at least 2 real-world multipliers that make it harder to survive, even if you try to do the right thing. What changes here is the tornado becomes harder to detect and harder to outlast. A rain-wrapped tornado can be hidden by heavy rain, so you don't get a clean funnel to warn your eyes. An urban strike raises the stakes because there are more buildings, more people, and far more debris to turn into flying weapons. And if the tornado is multi-vortex, it can have 2 or more smaller funnels or debris clouds spinning inside the main circulation, which can create sudden pockets of extreme damage. A clear case study is the Joplin, Missouri tornado on May 22, 2011. It was rated EF5 with maximum winds estimated at over 200 miles per hour based on damage. It tracked about 22 miles and reached up to about 1 mile wide, and it hit a populated city of over 50,000 people, which made the impact far worse. The service assessment reports 158 people killed and over 1,000 injured. Most people don't realize something important about disasters like this. Even when warnings go out, many people still hesitate. In Joplin, the assessment describes how a lot of residents didn't take action right away. Many waited, looked for confirmation, or tried to judge the risk for themselves before moving to shelter. The common mistake at level 7 is thinking you'll react once you can clearly see it or hear it. In a rain-wrapped, violent tornado hitting a city, that clear moment may never come. And that's why level 7 isn't a new EF rating. It's the worst setup, EF5 damage, plus conditions that steal your time and visibility.